going to start with a little warm up, get our bodies going, so make sure you're stood up, make sure you've got some space, and we're going to do a body percussion warm up first of all, okay? So we're going to use my trusty metronome. You're going to hear me say about 1,000,000 times over these courses, these lessons, we need to be using our metronome when we're practicing. Whatever you're doing, your metronome can always help you. It's only ever going to do good, so get it on. If you haven't got one, download one onto your phone, your laptop, your iPad, they're free. So let's get my trusty metronome going. And we're going to start with a little body percussion workout. Okay, and this is to get us thinking about the groove, thinking about beat, pulse and rhythm. So copy me and watch out for some changes. Really feel the pulse. Great, okay, once you've got that, watch out because I'm going to change it. See how quickly you can catch on to the change. Okay, brilliant. So I said today's class is going to be about subdivision. Think about that word. What does it mean? Do you know what it means? Subdivision. We're going to be talking about that. And I want you to just take a second. You're going to pause the video for me. I want you to think about 3 questions. Firstly, what is subdivision? Secondly, why do we subdivide? And thirdly, how do we subdivide? So pause the video for a minute, have a think about those 3 questions. What is subdivision? Why do we subdivide? And how do we subdivide? Okay, great. So subdivision is when you take a beat, maybe a crotchet or a minim, and you divide it into smaller chunks. So if I were thinking of crotchets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wanted to make sure they were coming really in the right place, not too early, not too late, I might subdivide them into quavers, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. I'm breaking that beat up into smaller sections to make sure it comes in the right place. 1, and 2, and 3. If I wanted to be really sure, I might subdivide it into semiquavers. 1E under, 2E under, 3E under, 4E under, 1E under, 2E under, really breaking it up. So, subdivision is when we take a bigger beat and we divide it into any number of other notes. That's what it is. Why? Okay, there are lots of different reasons and we're going to get into them over the next couple of weeks. Why do we subdivide? The most obvious and the most important reason is to make sure that we're playing in the right place. We're not rushing, we're not slowing down. If we subdivide, we know that that note is definitely the right length. But also there are other reasons for subdividing. It might be to think about a tricky rhythm that's coming up. It might be to change rhythm from one to the other. If we think about saying the words, that's going to help us as well. So we're going to talk lots about these. It could also be about rest as well. So think about that. How do we subdivide? Well, that is hopefully what I'm going to answer over the next couple of these sessions. Today we're going to start right at the beginning. We're going to start with subdividing quavers. Okay, so we're going to start with this little exercise where we're going to subdivide the quavers. Here is our metronome again. First of all I want us to do, listen to that metronome. We're just going to clap on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join in with me. Really feel that pulse all the way through your body. If you want to walk on the spot a little bit, that's great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really feel that pulse. Okay, now I only want us to clap on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even already we're subdividing because we're only playing on 1, 2, but we're thinking about the other beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Only clap on 2 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. It's too easy, right? Keep feeling that pulse for me. It's too easy. So now we're going to think of the quavers. We're going to clap on all the offbeats. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Really bounce off the beat. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Very good. Okay, let's make it trickier again. Now we're only going to clap on the 1 and, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go to the 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Let's go to the 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go to the 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, let's make it trickier. This time I want 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's change it up. I want 3 and 1 and. Okay, so 1 and 3 and. Here we go. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, I'm going to mix it up even more. So now I want 2 on beat 2 and then on the 4 and. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, brilliant. Let's pause that metronome for a second. The thing about these grid patterns is that this is a kind of starting point, and you can take these off and practice any rhythms at all. So this will work with quavers, triplets, semiquavers, 5s, 6s. You know, you can change this into every single different one, and it's a really good thing to do. So again, I'm going to leave that one up for you guys, and I'm just going to put our metronome on, And on our metronome, I'm actually going to have all of the semiquavers. So that's our metronome going now. And what we're going to do is we're only going to clap, or if you want to try this on your instrument or on your knees, it's great, but we're just going to do it where the accents are. So that first bar, number 1, we're just going to clap on the beat of each one. So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, really nice and simple. And again, as I've said so many times today, get your feet going as well. So this is just number 1 to start with. Listen to those semiquavers on the metronome that are going in between. Good. Okay, keep your feet going. And we're going to try, after a bar off, number 2. Now this is an accent on the second semiquaver. So this is going to go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So if we're thinking about that rhythm, 3 E and 4 E, and it's coming on the E of our semiquavers. Let's try that together. So this is number 2 and 2 E and E and E and bar off. One more time, number 2, ready, and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. One more time, off. Good. Okay, so we're going to try now number 1, going straight into number 2. The crux point here is the break of the bar line. You've suddenly got to think about your head. So this is where we've really got to be subdividing. If you're thinking about all of those little semiquavers, going into number 2 should be nice and easy. So saying them out loud, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and here we go. Number 1 into number 2. And 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and E and 4 E and stop. Good, okay, cool. Hopefully you guys caught up with that one. We're going to try number 3 now. This is coming on the 3rd semiquaver of each beat. Keep your feet going if you can. Ready? Here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and bar off. That one's not too bad. Let's try number 4. So this is going to be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Let's try that one more time. I think this is the trickiest one for me. Here we go. And 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Let's try 3 going into 4. 3 E and here we go. 1 E, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 3 E, 4 E and. Brilliant. Let's do that one more time. 3 into 4. Here we go. Ready, and 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and 4 E and. Okay, keep that pulse going in your feet. I'm going to try and get all the way from 1 to 4 without stopping. Really feel the pulse, ground it, feel all of the semiquavers. Okay, so we're really thinking 1 E and 2 E and here we go, starting at number 1. Ready, and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E. Number 2, 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and. Really nice. Okay, cool. We're going to do that one more time, and we're going to see now if we can do it with internalizing the counting. So I still want you to count, definitely still counting, but you're just going to say it in your head, because most of the time when we're in an orchestra, we've got to do it in our heads. We can't do it out loud. Okay? So starting at number 1, here we go. And we're going to start really, really nice and simple. First of all, I just want you to feel that pulse in your feet. Okay, so just really feeling that pulse. Get yourself nice and grounded. Cool. Now, in this, any rhythm that is an even number, in fact, any rhythm that's an odd number, we're going to clap. And any rhythm that is an even number, we're going to put on our chests. Okay? So this very first rhythm, super simple, it's just going to be crotchets. Okay? And what I want you to do is just clap those crotchets with me. Good. And just join in when you're ready. Really feel the beat, let it ground you, because those crotchets are going to be the basis for everything we're about to do. Fantastic. Now, when you're playing these crotchets, like someone said actually in the Q&A, you can already be thinking about smaller iterations. So if I'm playing these crotchets, I'm going to be thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and thinking of those quavers. So if you can at home, just join in saying that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Because even in the orchestra, when we're playing crotchets, such a simple rhythm that you probably learnt in your first ever music lesson, we can still be thinking about subdividing. And I think this is particularly important at the moment where you guys are doing a lot of video submissions. You've got to be listening to that metronome. You've got to be able to fit right in the pocket, right on the beat. Okay, brilliant. So I want you to keep your feet going, but we're going to stop the hands after this bar. And stopping, just keep those feet going. Fantastic. We're going to go on to number 2 now, which is going to be the quavers. We've already talked about how we count those. It's going to be 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So this is going to be on the chest. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and. Keep that one looping around for me, just the quavers. Good. And make sure, even if you're sat down, you've got your feet going. Really feel that pulse. Fantastic. Let's take a bar off, but keep your feet going. Going back to an odd number now, we're going to do triplets. Now we'll talk more in a bit about everyone's favourite words for the different rhythms. For 3, I use wiggly, 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 wiggly. And with triplets, it's really important that you stretch them out. They fill the whole beat. Don't be tempted to rush them at all. So keep your feet going. And we're going to bring triplets in with claps. Ready? And wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. Keep that looping. Good. One more bar. 1, 2. Keep your feet going for me. Great. Okay. We're going to try and get from 1 to 3. 1 bar on, 1 bar off. So we're just going to do each rhythm once, with a bar off in between where your feet keep going, and in that bar off, I want you to think about the rhythm that's coming next. Okay, starting with the crotchets. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar off, think about the quavers. And 3, and quavers. 1, and 2, and 3, and bar off. Think about the triplets. Wiggly, wiggly. Good. Bar off. Fantastic. We're going to carry on now to semiquavers. For semiquavers, I use 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and really chugging away. Okay, this is going to be back on our chest. Here we go with semiquavers. 3E and 4E and. Keep those feet going as well. Keep doing that one for me. Great, bar off. We're just going to go from 3 to 4. So this is triplets going into semiquavers. And this is to really make us notice that actually it's not that big a gear change. One thing that happens a lot with changes, especially triplets and semiquavers, is that people overshoot. So you end up your semiquavers too fast, okay? So we've got to think it's just one little gear shift up. Right, triplets, ready, and triplet, good, wiggle, bar off, and semiquavers, 3E and 4E and, bar off, back to triplets, feel how much it settles, and wiggle, wiggly, wiggly, bar off, semiquavers, 3, 4, bar off, good, okay, I'm going to go ahead now to my favourite one, which is 5s, and for 5s, keep those feet going for me, 5 I use hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. Okay? So 5's going to be back with the claps. Here we go. Hippopotamus and Take a bar off. Let's do it with saying hippopotamus this time. And hippopotamus, hippopotamus, hippopotamus. Brilliant. Okay. Let's try 3 bar off, 4 bar off, and then 5 bar off. Starting with the triplets. Here we go. And wiggly, 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 bar off. Semiquavers, 4, E, and bar off. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus, here we go. Fantastic, okay, really, really nice. So, going ahead now to number 6. This is where we can start thinking about what somebody said for the Q&A there, which is now we can start thinking about breaking up the beat into 2 separate parts. So for number 6, what we're going to really do is think about the quavers first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on each one of those quavers, we're going to put a little triplet, a little semi-quaver triplet. Okay, so think about that first. Maybe let's just clap those, in fact on our chest, those quavers first. 3 and 4, and just keep those quavers going in your head first. And now what we're going to do is we're going to change that up so each one of those quavers gets a triplet. Ready? And wiggly, 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 wiggly. Really feel the quaver pulse. One more bar. Wiggly, 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 wiggle. Back to your feet. Excellent, fantastic. So that's number 6. Number 7, actually, on the Inspire ensembles, someone gave me an amazing new word, and it's what I use now. So number 7 is going to be autobiographical, 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 autobiographical. This one's getting tricky now, these are fast, so what we're going to do is we're just going to beat on and a beat off. So it's going to go autobiographical, rest, autobiographical. Okay, so keep those feet going, clapping, 1 beat on, and autobiographical, 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 autobiographical. Good, okay, let's see if we can get a whole bar of them now. Ready? 3, 4. Excellent, fantastic. Right, another bar, ready, and. Excellent. Let's see if we can go from the 6s to the 7s. 2, 3, 6s. Bar off. 7s. Here we go. Pretty good. Okay, cool. Last one is going to be demi-semis. Now, like the 6s, for the demi-semis, think about those quavers first of all. And 3, and 4. And each one of those quavers is going to have 4 notes attached to it. So it's going to be 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and it's going to be fast, okay? Let's give it a go. Keep those quavers going first, and here we go. Number 8. One more time. Excellent. Keep those feet going. Brilliant. So we're going to start now back at number 1. and we're going to try and get all the way to bar number 8. Okay? In between each one, we're going to take a bar off. In that bar off, I want you to start saying the words for the next rhythm. Okay? Starting at number 1, getting to number 8, once of each one with a bar off in between. Good luck, see you at the other end. Here we go, number 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Think about the quavers. 1 and 2 and 3, and here we go. Bar off. Keep the feet going. Triplets. Wiggly. Bar off. Thinking about the semiquavers. 4E and up. Thinking about those 5s. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus. Sixes. Wiggly, 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 wiggly. Autobiographical, autobiographical, autobiographical. One and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. Excellent. Really, really, really well done. The next step that we would do, and let's just do a couple of these now, is we're going to mix it up, because very rarely in a piece of music do you get to go nicely from crotchets to quavers to triplets, lovely gradual increase. No, we're thrown from one to the other. So I'm going to pop the metronome back on, and we're just going to try a couple of different ones. First of all, we're going to try hopping through the odd numbers. So we're going to do 1, 3, 5, and then 7, with a bar off in between. Okay? Here we go. 3, this is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar off, we're going to triple, wiggly, wiggly. Here we go. Bar off, going to 5s. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus. Going to 7s. Autobiographical, autobiographical. Excellent, fantastic. Then you could do the same thing with all of the even ones. You could do 2, 4, 6, and then 8. Let's take it a tiny bit trickier, and we're going to do it now without a bar off in between. Okay? So let's do again the 1, 3, 5, and 7. These are, I would say, probably the trickiest. They're the most unusual because they're not really balanced. You can't break the bar up into nice quavers. So let's throw ourselves in at the deep end. We're going to do 1, 3, 5, 7 without the bar off in between. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1. Think about the triplets and wiggly. Think about the 5s. Hippopotamus. Think about those 7s. Great, fantastic. Okay, so what this is for, you've got this worksheet now, and you've also got this presentation to go through, and when you're practicing, just stick your metronome on. We were at 50 beats per minute there if you want to know. So start nice and slow, start at 50 beats per minute, and just mix up, train yourself, test yourself with changing rhythms. And also then put them onto your instruments, you know, practice your scales in different subdivisions, practice long notes, holding and then going into, from a nice long note, into these different rhythms as well. So what I want you to make sure is that you're really giving yourself a structured approach to this. So the first thing is, it says nominate your pulse keeper. Now, because we're doing this virtually, what I'd suggest is, like I've been doing, just screen share you guys a metronome. So you've got a metronome that everyone's following. Clap the rhythm first. Big, big top tip. And what I would suggest actually is do it bar by bar. Okay, so just go for the first bar. So if I went for number 1, I'm going to clap that first bar, And I'm going to make sure, if you have a look at number 3 on my sheet, it says use your voices, say the rhythms. So I would say I'm going to do number 1, and I'm just going to do the first bar. Before I even clap it, I'm going to go 1, wiggly, 3 and 4. And even in that first beat, I'm probably going to be thinking or even saying ahead, in my head, the triplet. Wiggly, wiggly, 3 and 4. So really preempting it. Rehearse each bar on its own first, and then think about joining the bars together. Again, like I said with the metronome practice, don't go from 0 to 100. Join one bar to the next. Once you've got those 2, then think about joining the next 2. So you're doing it step by step and really using the rests, the crotchets and the minims to think about the rhythms that are coming next. So like in number 4, the second bar, you've got a lovely minim there where you can be thinking hippopotamus, hippopotamus, hippopotamus. Give yourself the best chance to get all of these. Once you've done all of that, that's steps number 1 to 5 on my top tips. Once you've done all of that, try putting them onto your instruments. Maybe just choosing one pitch at first, but then you could think about adding some pitches. Maybe choose your favourite mode or your favourite scale, changing pitch with each new beat, or maybe even just each new bar. So have a go at these. By all means, you don't have to do all 6. Choose one, maybe choose your favourite number out of them. Mine would be number 3. And if you really want to push yourselves, if you've got loads of spare time, try joining them all together, 1 all the way to 6, to make yourself a little kind of subdivision piece.